Good morning. What's up? Monday, continuing the vlog. Wanted to keep you guys up to date on what's happening in my world and jump right in. Wait a few seconds for some more people to get on here. It's about, I don't know, 8:30 or so, 8:45. Got my Epic mug. By the way, any first time guests at Epic get this wonderful coffee mug. So, jumping right in. Got in early this morning. We woke up at 4:30, went to boot camp, and was in here at about 7. Showered at the ETC and started working on the book. For those of you that don't know, I'm writing a book called Why Waiting Works. It's about the benefits of waiting to have sex until marriage. Really believe that no one can explain it better than me. I've lived at both ends of the spectrum, polar extremes actually of the spectrum, and I have an understanding of the concept better than anyone else in the world, I believe, honestly. I had a big week this week. I was able to do a couple podcast interviews for the book. Recently started reaching out to different podcasters in the fields of Christian podcasts, dating podcasts, relationship podcasts, even reaching out to sex podcasts, because they're not necessarily going to agree with me, but I think that actually will make the conversation a little bit better and richer, because they're going to have a hard time having me on the show and disagreeing with me, because the way I look at it is I've done what they've done, but they haven't done what I've done. So I know some things that they don't. So I'm eager to share. But I had a couple podcast interviews this weekend, really excited. A couple guys named the Men of Means actually came into town, a couple Christian guys. One of them's from Lynchburg, Virginia. The other one's from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And they interviewed me, and it was cool. It was great. It was, they hung out all weekend. They hung out with us on Saturday, grabbed, we took them to Matthew's Pizza and took them to see a movie, and they went to church on Sunday, and then we all got lunch at Fells after. It was awesome. It was really cool having them here. So if you guys want to check that out, check them out. It's Men of Means with a Z on the end podcast. And hopefully I'll be able to post the replay or the audio of it today. I think they said it might go up today or definitely this week. So it was great. It was long. It was about an hour, but really got a chance to share everything I feel on the subject, which is awesome, to just express myself, because I've been holding some of this stuff in for like years, really. I mean, I give my friends advice when they ask one-on-one, but it's cool to share it and know that it's going to go out to more people than just one person that you're telling it to. So I'm excited, and I'm excited. I got a chance to talk a lot about City Fam on the podcast, and I'm really part of our strategy. Just being honest, is I wrote the book because not only does there, it's a topic that needs to be talked about because it's very misunderstood, and I approach it, I believe, very differently than other books that have been written on the subject. But also, I had even thought to myself, if no one ever buys the book, I mean, honestly, what a book gives you is instant credibility, right? So it opens doors for you to talk about things, and of course, one of those things I'm going to talk about is City Fam. So I'm excited to continue that, and we're just finding people on Instagram through hashtags and stuff, and we're reaching out to people and asking them if they want to interview me, and hopefully the book will be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm really excited about that. Going to keep doing that. Some other cool things that happened this week. Had a meeting with the governor's opioid command center, the head of that guy named Clay Stamp up in Crownsville, and the second time I met with him, he invited somebody from Baltimore City Public Health Department and a guy named Evan Burrell, and I got a chance to meet with those guys and tell them about City Fam. So if you're watching this, City Fam's not a sober group per se. City Fam is about becoming the best version of yourself and removing any obstacles that stand in the way of that happening. So I 100% believe any drugs are going to stand in the way of that. But for some people, it might be alcohol. For other people, it might be sex. For other people, it might be, gambling or social media or whatever that thing is that's standing in the way of you becoming the best version of yourself and hitting your full potential. And then we want to give you all the tools to help you do it. So if that means community, like, a social life, a healthy social life, opportunities to give back, if it means life coaching, we're putting all that in to CityFam. So for anybody that wants to hit their full potential, like, it's all right there at their disposal. All they have to do is plug in. If they don't, at the end of the day, you have to do the work, of course, but my thing was, when I turned my life around, I didn't have access to these things that easily. I had to go out and find them on my own. I did a lot of it through church, but again, I've said before, people don't go to church anymore. So we went, and not to mention, that can be a barrier to entry for people. So we wanted to remove that. So that's why we're not a faith-based organization. We just want anybody that wants to become the best version of themselves and help others do that, and then help their community. We want you, that we want you to be involved. So that's it. So anyway, I had a great couple meetings with them. I had a meeting with them on Wednesday, and then Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I went to a meeting at the Reginald Lewis Museum that the DEA put on, and it really educated me on the opioid epidemic. I knew it was bad, but hearing some of these numbers really shocked me. One of the things I posted was the main stat that stuck out to me was 50,000 people died in Vietnam over the course of 25 years. And last year in this country, 60,000 people died from opioid-related deaths, directly related deaths. And that to me is shocking. I had a post pop up in my memories the other day, and I was looking at the comments on it, and 3 of the guys in the comments are dead now, and my friends. Eric DeCastro, Scott Hierstetter, and Mike Hammond, all passed from drugs. And it's sad because their lives were cut short. They didn't hit their full potential. And someone like Scott, he was there. He even, if you look at his Facebook profile now, he has a CityFam shirt on in the profile picture. He never actually came to a CityFam event. He wanted to. He was close. He never did. Not to say that would have saved him. It might have. I don't know. But I can't help but think, if he had healthy friendships, would he have used, right? Would he have felt like he needed to escape reality that night, that day, or whatever? Maybe because he was lonely or bored or whatever. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't have. Maybe he would have. I don't know. Eric DeCastro, same thing. We were texting each other. He wanted to come out, and he never did. It's like, so I don't know. I firmly believe that community is the answer, and we're just doing it a different way at CityFam. So I guess the main thing I wanted to share with that is they were both really impressed with what we're doing. Both Clay and Evan, and they were just like, look, we haven't seen anyone approach it from this angle. This is amazing. And I think that Baltimore City is actually, they asked us to informally apply for basically $10,000 grant, which we're going to do. So we're going to probably type that up today or this week and send it to them and hopefully get that. And I told them, I said, look, even if you don't give us money, we're going to build this. We're going to do it anyway. It's just going to take longer. And they're like, look, we love that attitude. But they said, apply for this. So I think we're going to get that. And I also told them, I said, if you do give us this money, watch what we do, because we're going to take a little and we're going to make it go a long way. We've gotten really good at doing that. We're very good at taking a little bit of money and making it go a long way. That's what we're going to continue to do, because I don't think anybody does as much as we do with as little as we get or have. So, and thanks mostly to a dedicated group of volunteers. So big shout out to all of our volunteers in CityFam that organize our service, our social events, our service events, our relief trips, our special events like Dare Theory coming up and Homecoming. And we have, so many people that are pouring their time and their resources into CityFam because they believe in the vision, that we wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. So big shout out to just an amazing group of people that are involved. Recap, we had a bowling event on Friday. It was awesome. It wasn't actually a CityFam event. It was more through my small group. I go to a small group on Used to be on Mondays, now it'll be on Thursdays through the church I go to, and we had a bowling event. It was awesome. Raised some money for the 6th branch, a local nonprofit where City Fam, now we cross over, City Fam will be volunteering on May 12th. So just to speak to that for a second, I know it's a little muddy because I do things with my church, I do things with my small group, but City Fam isn't affiliated with Epic Church, just so anyone out there knows. I know it's very muddy because both organizations are very active in doing things in the community, but there is a very clear separation, at least in our minds, as to the two organizations. So but we had a bowling event. It was awesome, raised some money, and a bunch of new faces came out, so it was exciting. And then like I said, we had some podcast interviews, and then last night Lori Lockamy led a call. Hi Tina, by the way. Lori Lockamy led a call last night on managing your morning routine, and it was great. She's taken on the position of personal development director within City Fam, so it's a way for us to bring in life coaching into the organization and really offer it to everyone at almost no cost. Last night's call was available for everybody. Anybody that wanted to watch could put in the code CityFam and watch the call for free. And she really taught some great techniques on how to use the first 30 minutes of your day to maximize the other 23 and a half. Things that she taught me years ago, and I still do, but she really brought up some cool things and challenged me to go a little deeper in that. So things like visualization, things like quiet time, meditation, could be prayer, reading, gratitude, affirmations, all these things I did not know about before 6 years ago. I shared a story when I jumped on the call last night. Like, I remember distinctly going to the first meeting with Lori and thinking to myself, this is a waste of time. I thought to myself, this is a waste. I was cynical. And I get it. I get when people think that about life coaching, because you're like, what is it? And that's why most people don't do it. I do hear that on the West Coast, that's the big thing. A lot of people do have coaches, and hopefully, it'll catch on here, because it's so good to have that outside perspective, a trained professional that has tools that can help you reach your full potential. I mean, I think there are barriers to doing it, like, the cost, because it can be expensive a little bit if you do it one-on-one. But group life coaching, especially the way we're structuring it, is very affordable, which will be available for all contributing members. So if you want access to that, we're going to be doing a call every month. I think we had about 26 people on last night. The next one will be May 29th. It's going to be on every month. It'll be on a Sunday night. And you can sign up. You can become a contributing member on the CityFam website at cityfam.com/membership, and you can join us each month. And for as little as $10 a month, you'll have access to these calls. And I promise you, your life will change if you do the things she tells you, because I'm living proof. While my finances may not have caught up yet, because I'm still scraping and scratching. I'm living a more fulfilled life than I've ever have before. I'm positively impacting others around me. I'm living in my purpose, doing exactly what I was created for. I wake up, 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes that's hard to get out of bed, but I'm excited about the things that I have to do. So I would challenge anyone that if you're not excited about what you're doing, or you feel like there's more in the tank, more to give, then I would suggest, even if not through us, find a life coach, because if you get the right one, they'll change your life. So anyway, what else? This week, have another big week, pretty much. I mean, it's kind of par for the course at this point, which is why I'm making these vlogs, because things are starting to happen faster. And I really just want to keep everybody up to date on what's going on. So I have a podcast interview on Wednesday with somebody in Omaha, Nebraska, which is going to be cool. Obviously over the phone. And then Wednesday we have a meeting with the owner of the building where home would be. So that's still in limbo. I'm believing that they're going to give us the green light, because, first off, the building's vacant, but also this is a vision, a dream that I believe God placed in my heart, and it was been there for 16 years. I've had it for 16 years now. And I've gotten so much clarity just in the last 6 months on how to do it, things I didn't know before, that I believe it's going to happen now. I do believe it's going to happen this year. Hopefully September, we're going to open. The idea would be to open in phases. So, if everything goes well, we might put a sign up on the building next month in May, and then open the coffee shop section of it in June, and then just serve breakfast and coffee, and then maybe in July we'll bring in the person that's going to be doing the liquor, the beer, and the wine. Yes, it is going to have liquor, beer, and wine, because I don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. I want people that drink to come, because they need community too. And then let's say August we would do the vape lounge, because we want to have vapes, and then September we would do the music, and we have to get our live entertainment zoning approved for that location, because it's not approved, so that would be a process. But I definitely want live music. We're gonna have cover bands on the weekends, probably karaoke one night, because I like karaoke, and it's gonna be in Canton, Tina. It's going to be right on Boston Street. Big venue, big location. I don't want to say the name yet until we get the green light, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be like Disneyland for adults. I mean, that's the way I look at it anyway. Just to talk about that, like, I got some kava. I don't know if you guys know what kava is, but it's this. They have kava bars around the country in different places, and it's a really nice alternative to alcohol. People drink it, it kind of mellows you out a little bit, makes you a little happy. No real, downside to it per se that I could find, at least. And, personally, I've tried it in New York City and I liked it. It kind of made me a little giddy. And having been sober for the last 6 years, it'd be nice to have, something, it makes you feel like, hey, I can have something too. Even though I can't drink, I can have this. So, I got some kava in the mail, and I'm gonna like mix it up and try to figure out, the best way to make it, so that we can serve it at the coffee shop, because I think that would be a really nice alternative for people that are sober, or people that are trying to get sober, or just, yeah. So that's what we're doing. But back to the live music part, I was saying, we would need to get our live entertainment zoning, because live music is going to be a big part of home. I envision cover bands on the weekends, and then during the week, even I want to have national level talent. Sometimes Christian talent. Even though it won't be a Christian bar per se, I want to have national level talent of of secular, or world, whatever, and Christian. So we would have both. Like, I can imagine on like a Wednesday night having a big artist come in and and do a show. I think that would be very cool. What's also neat, and like I would say a God thing in my opinion, is I just started working for Baltimore Soundstage a few weeks ago. Just an opportunity fell into my lap. Really believe it was God. And I'm booking corporate events at Baltimore Soundstage. Corporate parties, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, whatever, anything, you can rent the space. So it's cool, because it's a part of the business that I didn't know, and by learning it, I think it's going to be a good skill to bring over to home when we do open, because there's a big room. The upstairs is very large at home, so we would be able to book that out. The upstairs, if you guys want to know, is going to be called the living room. It's going to be all like couches and love seats and coffee tables and throw rugs, but it'll be live music. So it's going to be very homey, because it's called home, but it'll be really comfortable, a cool place to kind of just chill, very warm, so the people would want to stay a while. So that's I'll keep you guys posted as far as that goes. Still up in the air. Please, if you're watching this, say a prayer, because it's it's something that I believe the world needs. It's going to do a lot of good for people, and it's also just going to be a great place to hang out, build relationships. It's going to be fun. It's really going to be awesome. But some things are out of my control right now, so just waiting to see if they come to fruition. Last but not least, Baltimore Cinco de Mayo is this Saturday. So for the first time, we're moving our Renegade Party from Friday to Saturday. Rather than having it on May 4th, we decided to move it to Saturday, May 5th. So we're going to be at El Buffalo in the Canton Square this Saturday, hanging out. You know, come out. Some people may not understand why we're going to go out on a big drinking holiday, but I don't drink, but I still, you know, I always felt like when the holidays would come around, like St. Patrick's Day, I would be like, like this sucks, you know, like I'm left out, you know. So this is a chance to go out with some good people, hang out. If you're sober and you can be in a bar, come out, you know, because there's a decent amount of sober people. But if you're just, you know, wanting to go out and not get, you know, shit-faced, come out too, because we're not that group, you know what I mean? So we'll be at El Buffalo on Saturday night from 8 to 11, hanging out, enjoying some food and drink specials. And next Saturday, the following weekend, we're going to be volunteering together at a place called the Sixth Branch. All that's on the City Fam website. It's a big, they take vacant lots and they turn them into green spaces. And they also do a lot with Baltimore City Public Schools. So good organization, you know, just good opportunity to get out and give back. And again, makes you feel good about yourself. And you know, I have friends that, you know, are struggling with different things, and you know, it's not complicated. Just, I mean, it's proven that actually that when you volunteer, you get doses of like chemicals in your brain released that are very similar to drugs. So give back, you know, and then you won't want those things so much. So I would encourage you to come out, and if you know anybody that maybe wants to volunteer, come out, invite them. And last but not least, I guess, Kyle Rigsby, for those of you that know him, we're starting a podcast probably in the next couple weeks, and we're looking for a name. We don't know what to call it. So if anybody's got any good suggestions on a name, please send them my way. If we use it, you get a free City Fam t-shirt. So that's it. That's what's going on. I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.